Bulb onions is slowly becoming one of my favorite crops to grow here at the farm. So these are bulb onions, 2 weeks from transplant. And what I'm doing now is I'm doing the first fertilizer application. This is a NPK fertilizer rich in uh, phosphorus. So for the root development, because now this is the initial stage. I said these are 2 weeks from transplant. I transplanted these seedlings, you know, they were propagated on a seedling tray, so the seedlings were tiny. So that's why I'm doing it. I gave it time. I gave them time to, you know, to recover from the transplant shock. Because the seedlings were tiny. Because see, when we do propagate the seedlings on the nursery bed, we transplant the seedlings when they are almost pencil thick. Yeah, almost this size at them. Yeah. So by the time I was transplanting these, the seedlings were, tiny. It was really hot. It was during the dry conditions. So I really wanted to have, you want to stress much. So after bed preparation, all I've done so far was incorporated some compost into the soil and just transplanted. So what I was just doing is a proper watering, ensuring the soil is always moist. And now the seedlings can recover from the transplant shock. Now they're okay. That's when I'm applying the first fertilizer application, simply by broadcasting the fertilizer. So just simply by doing broadcast method, and then I'll do some heavy watering. Well, now that the initial fertilization is done, what I'm now going to do is get to water this properly. Water this to ensure that now the fertilizer is incorporated into the soil to ensure there is no leaching, and now that the crop now the growth starts. This is the initial stage, as I said. This is 2 weeks from transplant, and now this is where it all begins. So now from there, in another like 3 to 4 weeks, I'll be doing the first top dress. So now the only management here that is remaining is watering and weeding to ensure that the crops are, the farm is weed free. Keep away the weeds so they don't compete for the nutrients. So what I'll be working on now after this is just weeding and properly watering this crop, and then in about 3 to 4 weeks time I'll be doing now the first top dress. Just like all the other crops here at the farm, bulb onions I also do them in phases. Yeah, because now apart from what I've just been top dressing, not applying the initial fertilizer at 2 weeks, I also have this other batch. This is going to a month since transplant, and now it's almost due for the first top dress. So what I've been working on here is weeding to ensure the knee is weed free, the land is weed free, and I can come and do the first top dress. Speaking of weeding, how I go about it here is simply by manually weeding the onions. So just manually just uproot the weeds, and then I'll gather up these weeds, which I later on now use to make some compost. So for this, the advantage now of doing this in small batches, it's easier now to manage the weeding process manually. So here, it's physical weeding. That's why you can notice, it's a work in progress, and some of these beds like this one, the weeds are almost taking over. But this is something I'll be working on to quickly clear up these weeds, so that I can have a clean slate, clean land, clean farm, weed free, so that I can have a clean farm free from weeds. That I can do the first top dress, and now I can allow the crop to grow freely without any competition for nutrients, without weeds, because now some of the weeds compete with the nutrients that you feed in the crop, as well as some may have pests and diseases. and you don't want that, which might hinder the growth and development of your crop. So to ensure that you keep this clean, all I do is just physically manual weeding at the moment. So once you're all done, you want to remain with such a clean looking farm, free from weeds. What I'm getting here, these are leaves because there are trees around here. The leaves that are dropping, but this is okay. This is just organic matter. I let them be. They'll decompose, and probably now when I'll be turning over these beds, this will also be helping in the, feeding this soil with organic matter. And the subsequent crops will be benefiting from this. So this is bulb onions. These ones are at 40, as I said. And why did I mention that bulb onions are becoming one of my favorite? Because as I said here, we are doing what you're growing here is dictated by what the market demands. So from a market research, this is one crop that is in my region here that is in high demand, and there's a short supply of this product, the bulb onions. So this is a crop that has ready market, and the good thing is, even when if the market is not good, if the prices probably are not favorable, the good thing about this crop is that once you harvest, you can easily store even for up to 6 months, as you wait for the prices to be okay. But in my case here, I don't think I have that issue because my target market is the final consumer, and I sell these products by retail, so I'm able to fetch the maximum out of it. But to get good returns from this, it's not easy. You really have to manage your crop properly, from the nursery all the way to harvest. The plant population, as you can see in my case here, I've really done properly populated this, because this bed is about 17 meters long. I've done a spacing of 7.5 centimeters from plant to plant, and this bed has 6 rows of these onions. So roughly from this bed is 75 centimeters wide. This bed is 75 centimeters wide, and I have 15 meters long. So with that spacing, you have about close to 1,300 seedlings on this small bed here alone. So to get good returns, to maximize your returns out of a small space, we do proper management, proper spacing. So this is not easy. It's quite. This is where now with bulb onions, work is the transplanting to ensure that you do good spacing, and now the weed management, because it's tiny and the tiny spacing to properly quickly catch up with the weeding, because if it overruns now, your crops will be affected. The performance will not be as good. See the tight spacing, so you don't want to allow for space for weeds to compete with the nutrients. And that, if you keep it clean, feed your crop properly with from bed preparation, I added some compost. Now I'll be doing the fertilization from the initial fertilizer. I already did the initial fertilizer for this block, and once I'm done with the weeding, I'll be doing the first top dress and the routine foliar spray. Yeah, and that's how you go about it to get these healthy looking onions. So I'll be subsequent videos. I'll be sharing subsequent videos on the progress of this particular crop, and also the other one that I have just done the first fertilization, and all other crops around in the farm. So that's more like it. Thank you so much for watching. Till the next one, happy farming.